So welcome today to a run-through presentation on the Audi Q7. My name is Lee Watts at Audi Alto Pennant Hills. This is also applicable to Q8 models as well as A6, A7 and A8 variants of our range as well. So we're just using this basis today as the exterior of the vehicle. Everything internally is very similar between all of those models. Now while I stand at the rear of this vehicle, we've obviously got this beautiful key here. Now as we all know, we can just double press to engage and open the rear boot. But what we've also got is the hands-free sensor, which can be triggered underneath by these little parking sensors. That's the best location to note where they are. Now all I'm going to very simply do is just kick in and kick out, and that's going to release the tailgate straight away. So nice and simple. It's actually the outward motion of your foot that engages that sensor there. And from the rear, of course, now we have to have our key on us the whole time. From the rear, of course, we can close. And we can close and lock, so walk away and the rest of the vehicle will remain locked there, which I'm going to do now. Okay. Now, as we run on the rear outside of the car, and another useful feature of the key is the opening and closing of the windows. So great for a nice summer hot day. Press and hold the unlock button. Right, holding that, you'll see the windows now go down. As I release, that stops them there. We've also got the sunroof now that's also popped open there, but it won't fully open. Now in the changing concept of locking your car or closing the windows, same rule applies. Press and hold the lock button, and that's going to completely close the windows as well as a completely closed sunroof there as well. Nice useful feature on a hot day. Now down here at the doors, we've got the nice hands-free system, which is very simple and easy to use. All of the doors will have a slight little embedment in the back part here, which indicates that that's where the locking system is. Again, as long as your key is on you and within a metre of your person, so in a bag as such, we can simply just press and hold to lock, and we'll hear the car lock and mirrors fold in when that doesn't engage. When obviously we do come and touch the door handle and grab it as per usual, right, we're going to see everything open and disengage there. Obviously we're going to jump into the vehicle. Now with all of the Audi range, we've got of course a boot release here inside the car as well. Nice and simple in case you're then dropping people off and need to open the boot for them. On the driver's door, we've got our engagements obviously for our mirrors, our front and rear windows, and then of course our child locks here at the back. Mirrors can obviously be adjusted very simply by just adjusting that toggle to the mirror you want and setting that up. We can also manually fold in the mirrors as well as engage the heat functionality with them as well. Very simple and easy to run. Now as we'll see here, we've obviously got our central locking, both unlock and lock of the vehicle, which can be set up as automated when we're driving the vehicle as well. And we've got our set for your memories as well. On the A6, A7 and A8 range, that's located just here on the little door panel where you grab the door handle. Here with the Q7, Q8, we've just got that here on the side. Both functionalities exactly the same, saving your mirrors, your seat position, and on some applicable models with electric steering column, obviously the electric steering functionality. Now from a door perspective, obviously when we step inside, we've got this beautiful cabin here. We've got all the controls down for the base of the seat here, running across now. Very simple in the look and engagement of the seat. Simply just tip to engage. We lift up, we push down, tip the front end there. Nice and simple, and with our lumbar support just here, running across, which does our central location in the back there. Easiest way to tell if it's right or wrong is to be sitting in the seat when you do engage it there. Running across to the panel, obviously the little light system here. Now very simple and easy, obviously auto engagement of light. It's going to engage headlights as well as daytime running lights whenever it needs to be. You can manually set that up so it's parkers only, as well as a run through of full automated lights or full lighting on and off. And as you see, press the switch there, the display comes up on the top. Nice, simple and easy. We've got our front and rear fog lights or weather lights as we like to call them. So that you can engage and make it nice and simple there for obviously greatest visibility. As we now step into the car, I'm going to run across here. So very simple, the Audi Q and A ranges there in the high level obviously all have the start stop system, which we're going to just keep our foot on the brake, press to engage just once, and we'll see the whole vehicle light up there nice and simply and easy. On the screen here straight away, which we'll touch on shortly, is where you log in via your Audi Connect. All of our Australian delivered Q7, Q8, A6s, A7s and A8s feature the full plethora of Audi Connect suite, with of course the safety and security functionality which is up here on the roof. Right, very simple there with the SOS button and the servicing button there as well. Okay. So as we quickly touch on some of the features around the vehicle, we've obviously started the car up. We've got the full virtual cockpit dashboard up there, and we can see a range of information that's already preloaded on there. Now, any of the front side virtual cockpit settings can be adjusted over on the side here. And that's this little control here that's engaged in there. So as we use top bar, let's run across on there. Top bar, top line here, and we're just going to use that to switch between the modes. We've obviously got all the car data, the media that we're using, and of course at the moment that's on digital radio and FM, the phone connection if one was obviously connected up, and our navigation view, and a range of settings that we can play with there. This little view button does allow you to either expand or reduce the capacity of the display, and then this little rotation wheel here, this little rotation wheel here then allows us to click through obviously and utilize some of the features of the vehicle. Now if I roll over here, we'd be able to engage a different radio station, obviously switch that radio station on, or of course be able to mute it out as well over here on the right side. Now on the right side, you've got obviously your audio commands here as well. So I track back and forth our volume up, our volume down, or press in to disengage that. Voice command, and of course that's either a single press for the Audi voice command system for the vehicle, or a long press if your phone is engaged and your information is shared. You can then engage your phone's voice command system. So Apple, that's obviously with Siri, and obviously the Android products, that then runs through the Google Assistant. So press and engage that as a long press, 2 seconds, and that will engage the system there. Very quick pick up or hang up button for obviously the phone system here, although you will be prompted on both of the screens with an engagement to accept, deny, or of course ignore the phone call if you want to just let it ring out without taking over your music. Now with all these screens, they're nice, easy touch screens. We've got the 2 center consoles here, which make life nice and easy. Obviously full plethora of touch screen. Now air conditioning console down the bottom here, and our main radio and media console set up on the top here. Before we get to that, last little bit and piece on the steering wheel. Left side, our blinkers, obviously high beams as well, the traditional pull in and out. That engagement can be set up and obviously locked on as we're driving as well. On the right side, we've obviously got our wiper engagement as well. So nice and simple. We've got a low speed off. We've got an automatic functionality, which the sensitivity can be adjusted via this dial. We've then got a low speed constant on and a high speed constant on if you need to do so. So as it's run across there, very simple, pull towards yourself to spray the front windshield. And if you've got a rear windscreen wiper, which of course the A6, A8 do not, push forward forward towards the dashboard to engage the rear wiper and flood that away. Pull towards yourself, obviously, to do all of the front wipers, which all the cars have. Nice and simple. So as we step down into here, one thing I want to go through very quickly, obviously, is the electronic gear shifter. Now they're very simple. Hands on the shifter, press this little button on the side, and that's your shift lock to disengage. Please make sure you always have your foot on the brake for safety reasons. That way we can then engage and then roll that through to the drive gear. So as you'll see there, nice and simple, I'm now in drive. Or if I tilt that forward now, 1, 2, I'm now in reverse, and I know that as well because the camera is now engaged on the dashboard there. If I head back down and I'm completing my drive, press my park button, that engages park. And then of course we've got the manual park button here as well, which we can lift up to engage or push down to disengage. A lot of people ask us what this one is. This is the auto hold functionality. That auto hold button is designed so that we can then press that to engage and stop at the set of traffic lights and have the brakes take over and hold us while we're sitting there. Now it's a great little function when we're using lots of stop-start driving. We can have the brakes obviously hold for us and have our foot nice and cleanly on the floor. As we move up with some of the features here, and obviously the lower section with the air conditioning and final suite plethora down the bottom, we've got the engagement to show up all of our safety systems. So once the camera's off here, once the camera's off here, we can now set up our driver assistant, either basic, individual, or maximum. This allows you to tailor how much of the warnings, the beeps and systems that you want them to preventatively warn you about. Of course, all these systems cannot be fully turned off, so they still will engage in braking if there was to detect or trying to avoid or reduce the speed of a collision. So all of these can now be set up and changed as you can run through there, and that's a completely personal thing. Our park assist button, So this is the engagement of the automatic parking system. Now, the way this is designed is that you need to be driving and you need to engage the system first and foremost whilst you're still moving for it to find a spot. Very clearly, when I press the button, it'll then give you a sense of engagement and what needs to happen. All right, so in other words, I need to still be driving that vehicle at the moment. Last little thing, if we want to engage the cameras at any odd point other than when we're reversing, we can just click that button, nice and simple and easy, and that engages the camera. With all of the cameras as well, we can then engage and change the setting of the camera and run through all of the different cameras that are around the vehicle. And there's 4 cameras that run around the car. Great little feature, 4 little cameras that run around the car there, so that we can set up everything. So nice and easy. Now down on the bottom here with the air conditioning, this is a great little feature. Now some of the cars have a 2-zone system, some of the cars have 3 or 4-zone systems, so that's a little bit of a run. Now as we run across the top of the dashboard here, this is where we've got the 2-zone system engaged, and we've got the front driver and passenger that'll run through there. Now temperature can be adjusted from the driver's side. We can obviously either press engagement, as you can see just there, or I can actually use this to run up and down nice and simply as well. Nice little slider. Same thing can be applied obviously to the fan speed there as well, and direction. Now all of them have the opportunity to just pop it to auto and just let it go for itself. Some of us like a little bit more manual control there and to run across with the dash features there. Air conditioning functionality can be switched off. Obviously switch the system off anyway. Air conditioning max for those really hot days, and of course most of the cars will feature, if optioned, with the heated seat functionality, which can be set up through a 3, 2 or 1, obviously depending on how much heat you want with there as well. Nice and easy. Now as we jump up to the top of the dashboard, and this is a really sort of nice easy run through of what is a fairly complex system, but everything's treated like a lot of the phones these days. Everything's treated with a tile. So a tile or an app, we've got a radio, we've got a media, so that's all forms of media, whether it be USB media or with Bluetooth connectivity or any other form there as well. Telephone, navigation, obviously navigation around with guidance of the vehicle, and that's fully set up with the Google Map functionality as well, and Google search engine too. Phone apps, which is actually our Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Car or car settings, most of those features where we can engage the setting of the doors locking when we drive, mirrors folding in, and other functionality like that can all be set up there as well. Settings for obviously a lot of the data and privacy systems there too are nice and simple, and run across there as well. Very easy and done.